The 21st century is an era of democracy and republics, but monarchies continue to be prevalent worldwide. Out of the 193 United Nations member countries, 44, or about 23%, still have monarchies. Among these, the most prominent are the constitutional monarchies found in Europe, which is strange considering that Europe is the birthplace of democracy. There are two types of monarchies. Certain nations, such as Saudi Arabia and Qatar, operate as absolute monarchies, with hereditary rulers exerting full control over the government's branches. On the other hand, monarchs in Europe and Japan possess minimal power, serving primarily as symbolic figures. This is called constitutional monarchy. A notable example is King Charles III, who recently succeeded Queen Elizabeth II, the longest-running British monarch in history. While most royal families usually enjoy popularity in their respective countries, a significant portion of people believe that the monarchy is irrelevant in the 21st century. According to the British Social Attitudes Survey, the number of people who say the monarchy is very important has fallen to 29% in 2023 from 38% in 2022. So today we're going to take a look into the reasons why monarchies still persist. Symbol of unity. A monarchy, particularly a constitutional one, serves as a symbol of unity in a nation. It is a stable figurehead that stands tall and constant amid the fluctuations of political landscapes. In Europe, the United Kingdom, Spain, Belgium, the Netherlands, Denmark, and Sweden, among others, have preserved their royal line of succession. Maintaining a monarchy is expensive. For instance, the UK spends around £1.4 billion annually. But these countries have consistently shown robust support for their royal families. In fact, according to public opinion surveys, the rate of support for the monarchy hovers around 70% in many of these countries, suggesting a strong sense of unity and affiliation towards the crown. There are a number of factors that contribute to this unwavering support. They serve as mascots representing the country's image and contribute to national unity. This comes especially handy when you're trying to maintain a country that has diverse identities. For example, in the UK, King Charles III acts as a standard that unites England, Scotland, Wales, and Northern Ireland. Philippe of Belgium acts as a glue that holds the French, German, Dutch-speaking regions together. Their existence provides an invaluable emotional stability to citizens, especially in times of political unrest or dissatisfaction. This is especially evident in wartime. During World War II, King George VI worked to rally the British people during the dark days of the war. His broadcasts on the BBC, especially his Christmas messages, served to unify and inspire the nation. Their decision to remain in London during the Blitz motivated British citizens to keep fighting on. When Germany invaded Norway in 1940, King Haakon VII refused to surrender to the Nazis or appoint a government headed by a pro-Nazi collaborator. Instead, he chose to lead the resistance against the occupation, even after being forced into exile in the UK. His steadfastness in the face of aggression served to unite the Norwegian people, both at home and among the resistance abroad. Historical and cultural significance. Monarchies have deep historical roots that stretch back hundreds, sometimes thousands of years. The British monarchy, for instance, has a lineage dating back over 1,000 years and is considered a source of national pride. Moreover, historical legitimacy is an influential factor in a monarchy's public standing. The monarchy in the UK, which was once the epicenter of an empire where the sun never set, still evokes a strong sense of national pride among the British people. In countries like Spain, the Netherlands, Belgium, and others, the past glory associated with their monarchies offers a comforting connection to a significant historical legacy. Furthermore, royal events such as weddings, births, and jubilees are occasions that capture global attention, boosting the country's image on an international scale. The wedding of Prince William and Kate Middleton in 2011, for example, was estimated to have been watched by over 2 billion people worldwide. In Asia, the Japanese monarchy offers another fascinating case. Emperor Naruhito, who ascended the throne in 2019, is part of a lineage that has seen the emperor's role transition from a ruling deity to a symbolic figurehead, reflecting the nation's cultural and political evolution. Emperor Jimmu, the legendary first emperor, is said to have ascended to the throne in 660 BC. So the Japanese emperor and the imperial family continued to play a vital role in maintaining and preserving Japan's cultural heritage for millenniums. They participate in numerous ancient Shinto rituals and ceremonies throughout the year. These traditions, upheld by the imperial family, serve as a reminder of the nation's history and cultural identity, tying the present to the past. Political power and governance. In nations like Saudi Arabia and Brunei, the king or sultan is not just a symbolic figure, but also holds significant political power, making these nations absolute monarchies. In Thailand, while the king does not have direct governing power, his influence is such that a coup without his approval would likely be unsuccessful. Therefore, monarchs' power varies from merely symbolic to substantive, depending on the country's historical, cultural, and legal contexts. Constitutional monarchies have a lot of power on paper. King Charles III has the power to choose the prime minister, veto laws brought by parliament, be immune from all criminal actions, and declare war. However, in reality, they have limited political power. Monarchs serve as the head of state while the head of government, like the prime minister, assumes the actual political leadership. Traditionally, the monarch's decisions align with the constitutional government. If disagreements arise, laws can be amended to remove the monarch's authority, as seen in the case of Luxembourg when the Grand Duke's refusal to sign a euthanasia bill led to a constitutional amendment. Monarchs themselves are very careful not to step over the line. If King Charles killed a person just because he could legally do so, it would become very hard to justify monarchy, and would likely cause an uprising. Philanthropy and charitable contributions. Aside from their symbolic and sometimes political roles, royal families contribute to their nations in significant ways through philanthropy and charitable contributions. King Charles III, generously supporting more than 420 charities, established his own charity known as the Prince's Trust in 1976 using his Navy severance package amounting to slightly over £7,000. Since its inception, the Prince's Trust has remarkably assisted over 875,000 underprivileged young individuals in securing employment or starting their own businesses. His ex-wife, late Princess Diana, gathered immense support for her charitable actions. As part of a landmine campaign, she traveled to Angola in 1997 and walked through a live minefield in front of the world's press. She publicly shook hands with an HIV-positive man without wearing gloves, challenging the notion that HIV/AIDS could be passed by casual contact. The act of giving not only enhances the public perception of the royals but also showcases their commitment to the welfare of their subjects, fostering a sense of mutual understanding and compassion. This is useful in justifying the monarchy. Diplomatic role. The monarchy serves as a face of the nation, playing a significant role in international relations and diplomacy. For instance, Queen Elizabeth II, throughout her long reign, has undertaken numerous state visits and welcomed foreign leaders to the UK, strengthening bilateral ties and alliances. Japanese Emperor Akihito expressed deep regret over Japan's past aggression in Korea, and China, which led to considerable diplomatic thawing between the countries. Jordan's King Abdullah II played an instrumental role driving international support during the Syrian refugee crisis. Jordan has taken in over 650,000 registered Syrian refugees, marking one of the largest refugee receptions worldwide. Despite the high costs and the inherent contradiction of monarchy in the age of democracy, monarchies continue to survive and even thrive in the 21st century. The future of monarchies remains uncertain, particularly in the face of changing societal values and increasing calls for equality and fairness. They will need to adapt and evolve in response to the changing needs of their people and the demands of the modern world. Having numerous scandals is certainly not going to help them, so that remains open-ended. Anyway, thank you for watching Hungry to Know. See you in the next one, Gluttons.